They sent me to a dome. I was entering the dome in the prison complex in upstate New York in the dead of the winter. So I get in there and I noticed, the first thing I noticed, it was freezing in there. It was freezing. All the windows was wide open. And me, I said, it gotta be somebody in here that's running the house that's doing that. And I don't get along with the cold weather. Me and the ice cold weather, I hate ice cold weather. We up there in the mountains. It's freezing. We in the dead of the winter. So they just so happened to give me a bed right back there where the wide windows is open at. So I get back there. I said, first thing I said, I put my stuff down. I said, man, I'm closing these windows. I got up, I started closing the windows. As I got up and started closing the windows, some big cock diesel He-Man looking dude just come out of nowhere talking about, yo, don't close the windows. The windows gotta stay open. I said, yo, it's too cold in here. He said, no, they gotta stay open. It's too many people in here sick. I said, listen, man, it's cold. I don't play the cold weather. I said, I can't sleep in the cold weather like this, man. That's just as good as sleeping outside in the mountains somewhere. I said, no, I can't do that, man. He said, well, I said, I gotta close the window. So he said, well, no, he said, no, if you close the window, it's gonna be a problem. I said, well, it's gonna have to be a problem then. So I got in my stance. I said, I'm closing the window. I said, I got my stance. I said, what's up? So he goes, he's like, what's up? We getting our stance, you know what I'm saying? So he he's trying to creep up on me as we was trying to negotiate about the window. He was trying to keep up on so he could snuff me while I was talking. I had him lined up already. I was gonna catch him with that right cross, get him up off me. So he said, no, the CO. I heard somebody say Benjamin. So I turned around, and it was the CO. He said, come in here, come in my office into the laundry room. We go in the laundry room. The CO, he said, you just don't come into my house and make a disturbance by starting a fight. So I'm looking at him like, what? And he said, you asked me if you want to fight. So I'm like, I said, all right. I said, okay, I want to fight. And so he said, he went and asked the guy, he went and stepped outside the guy, he said something to the guy. The guy came back and said, oh, just forget about it and I don't want to fight. So anyway, we went back down there. The guy told me, he said, yo, I'm gonna close the windows. So I said, listen, you ain't gotta close it all the way. I mean, you ain't gotta open the windows all the way when it's cold outside. You ain't got. I know the guy. He probably was from that area, Buffalo, Rochester, because they used to that cold weather up there. I'm from the city, so he's like, I said, when it's that cold, you don't have to have the windows wide open like it's the summertime, you know. So he said, I said, all you gotta do is crack it, and it would circulate the whole air, the whole dome. It had like 60 people in the dome, double bed, double bunks, and all that stuff. So I said, he said, all right. So we came to agreement, and this is the type of things I stood up for. See, the right things. I stood up for the people being freezing out of the dome, people getting freezing out of their bed and all that. This is the type of things I stood up for the people. But anyway, the next day, I was in the laundry room, and another guy approached me and said, yo, man, he said, you got a lot of heart. He said, because a lot of people wanted to approach him and complain to him about the windows like that. He said, but nobody did it. He said, you the only one stepped to the guy and checked him. So I said, yeah. He said, I appreciate that. He said, you official. So I said, yeah, I'm not, I'm not. See me, I don't like the cold weather. I hate ice cold weather like that. No. And the way he had the windows open, is just as good as it's like you sleeping outside, like you not even in the dome. Like he had it where you will feel like you sleeping out in actually in the weather in the mountains somewhere. So I was like, yo, I said no big deal, you know what I'm saying? The guy was like, we came to agreement, and that was it. But this is the type of things I stood up for. Because if I wouldn't have said nothing, I would have been another duck sitting in there, not with my mouth shut, being freezing out of my bed like everybody else. I said, no, 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 no. I'm not doing that. I said, I'm not doing that. Something got to give. We got to come to some type of agreement. So that's what I'm saying, man. So it's urgently just. It's the voice of Benjamin. I love y'all and peace.